Welcome. I've been saving this seat for you. For the next 20 minutes, there's nowhere else you need to be. Can I ask you something? When did you last taste your lunch? Not eat it, taste it. When did you last sit down with food in front of you and give it your full attention? Not your half attention, not your screen and fork attention, but the kind of attention where you actually notice what something tastes like. Most of us can't remember. The days move quickly, and lunch is something that happens between things rather than being a thing itself. A sandwich eaten at a keyboard, a yogurt scrolled through, a meal that was technically consumed but never actually tasted. And the strange thing is, you didn't choose that. It just became how things are. I'm April, and this is Lunch Break Retreats on Cozy Workday, a series where I take you somewhere beautiful in the world during your lunch break. No passport required. Today, we're going to Tuscany, to a long stone table on a hillside terrace where the afternoon has nowhere to be, and the table has been waiting since morning. Where nobody rushes, and nobody apologizes for lingering. At the table, your host has set down the water carafe beside you, adjusted the little jar of flowers, and disappeared through the kitchen door. She did not tell you to enjoy yourself. She seemed to assume you would. If you have something to eat or drink nearby, anything at all, gather it now. It doesn't have to be Italian. It just has to be yours. Let's go. You're sitting at an old stone table on a hillside terrace. The table is older than you could guess, its surface softened and weathered by generations of plates and glasses and resting elbows. Around you, the Tuscan hills roll in every direction. Vineyards in rows so precise they look as though someone drew them carefully across the hills. Cypress trees standing very still in the heat. The faint shimmer of a silver-green olive grove somewhere below. The air smells of thyme and dry grass and the particular mineral warmth of old stone that has been holding the sun all afternoon. The host has placed a bowl in front of you. Panzanella. It is the Tuscan art of using bread that has gone stale, torn into rough pieces and soaked until the tomato juice and olive oil have made it something entirely new. Plum tomatoes, deep red and almost too ripe. Fresh basil, still warm from the garden. Red onion, paper thin, a splash of red wine vinegar, and over everything, Tuscan olive oil, green gold, slightly peppery, the kind that coats the back of your throat and stays. Nothing in this bowl was rushed. The bread took days to dry. The tomatoes spent the summer on a vine. This is a dish made by people who understand that good things take the time they take. Beside it, a glass of Vernaccia, the pale, dry white wine from these hills. Feel the cool of the glass against the warmth of the afternoon. Now, taste whatever you have in front of you. One small bite, one slow sip. Notice what happened. When you slowed down enough to actually taste something, your whole body shifted. The jaw unclenched slightly. The eyes softened. The breath dropped lower in the chest. For this one bite, perhaps your body can stop scanning for what comes next, long enough to notice a flavor, long enough to be here. Walk with me for a moment, down through the vineyard. The path runs between the vines, pale, dusty earth, worn smooth by feet that have walked the same path every harvest for generations. On either side, the grapevines are heavy, dark clusters hanging low, almost ready, the whole summer concentrated into them. If you reached out your hand, you could touch them. The vine leaves catch the afternoon light and turn gold at the edges. Nobody here is in a hurry. The grapes will be ready when they're ready. The sun will set when it sets. The harvest will come when the harvest comes. This vineyard has been teaching patience for longer than anyone alive can remember. At the end of the path, a stone farmhouse. Terracotta roof, old walls, its windows open to the afternoon. Someone is probably in the kitchen. Something is probably on the stove. Today, we're borrowing a little wisdom from Italy to remember the sweetness that appears when you let a moment take its time. There's an Italian phrase for what you're experiencing right now. Il dolce fa niente. The sweetness of doing nothing. Not the guilt of doing nothing, not the anxiety of doing nothing, the actual sweetness. The particular pleasure of being somewhere so fully that you notice the color the light is making on the stone, and the smell of time on the worn air, and the way the food just tasted. Il dolce far niente is not the absence of life. It is what you notice when you stop rushing past it. Here, the long lunch is not a place between things. It is a destination. The meal takes the time it takes. The conversation moves without urgency. The afternoon lengthens, and nobody apologizes for it. Think about the last time you actually tasted something. Not just ate it, tasted it. The last time food asks something of you and you gave it your full attention. We rush through meals because we've been taught that the real work happens at the desk, that eating is for maintenance, fuel, something to manage, not something to inhabit. But something is lost in that rushing. Not just the flavor, the moment, the evidence that you were actually here inside your own afternoon with your full attention available to you. You have been eating your life instead of tasting it. Today, we slow down enough to notice the difference. Notice your body right now. The part that has been moving fast all day. Can you feel it? Still slightly braced for the next thing? Still a half step ahead of where you actually are? Let the hillside receive you. Not loudly, not dramatically, just the way the afternoon light settles on the stone, without asking permission, without needing a reason. Time expands when you stop rushing through it. The meal is finished. The afternoon stretches ahead, long, warm, and completely unscheduled. There is nothing that needs doing in this next moment. Before you close your eyes, look up for a moment. The olive leaves are catching the afternoon light, silver green and gold, moving very gently. The sky beyond them is warm. You could lie here for a long time and the afternoon would keep doing exactly this. Light through leaves, warmth, the occasional shift of a branch in a soft breeze. Let your eyes close if that feels right. Just rest here for a moment. No instructions yet. Just the warmth on your skin, the sound of the afternoon, and the feeling of being held by it. When you're ready, let's begin. Start with your jaw, the place where unspoken things gather. Bring to mind the texture of the bread from the Panzanella, the way it had soaked through, soft and savory and giving. Let your jaw remember what it felt like to eat something slowly, to chew without rushing. Now your shoulders. They've been carrying the morning. Let them remember the warmth of the stone terrace, the particular deep warmth of old stone that has been holding the sun for hours. Let that warmth move into them now. Your hands. They've been doing things all day. Let them rest. Palms open, nothing to grip, nothing to manage. Now breathe in slowly, and as you breathe in, imagine the smell of this terrace, thyme, basil, warm earth, the faint sweetness of olive oil still on the air. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, in your own time, as though your breath has discovered it has all afternoon. Let your ears find the sounds that are already here. The cicadas, the barely there sound of a breeze moving through the olive leaves. Not wind. Just the afternoon breathing. And let your closed eyes remember the light through the leaves above you. That warmth is still there, Even now, warm gold through silver green, the afternoon holding still. Nothing on this hillside is rushing to become more worthy of the afternoon. The olive trees are not proving that they deserve the sunlight. They are simply receiving it. You have permission to do the same, to simply receive this. One more slow breath. Draw in the thyme and basil and warm air. And gently, whenever you're ready, let your eyes open. We're back at the table. The afternoon has moved on. The light is lower now. The valley is the color of honey. Something happened here today. Not dramatically, just quietly, the way a meal tastes different when you eat it slowly. If you have a journal nearby, feel free to open it now. And if not, just let these questions settle into you like the warmth of the afternoon. First, where in your life have you been eating instead of tasting, moving through things so quickly you can barely remember them afterward? What would it feel like to bring dolce far niente to one small moment this afternoon, to give something your full, unhurried attention just because it deserves it? And finally, if time expands when you stop rushing through it, what is one thing you've been rushing past that you'd like to actually taste? From the kitchen doorway, your host catches your eye and smiles at the nearly empty carafe. She makes no move to clear the table. Here, finishing the meal does not mean the moment has to end. Let your being guide your doing. Before we go, look one more time at the valley. The vineyards are still there. The cypress trees haven't moved. The light is still doing its extraordinary thing. It didn't need your attention to keep being beautiful. Your attention simply allowed the beauty to reach you. You have been eating your life instead of tasting it. Today, you tasted it. Your souvenir from Tuscany? At your next meal, put everything else down. Not to be mindful, just to notice what something actually tastes like when you give it the whole of your attention. This is one small way to carry the sweetness of dolce far niente with you. If this retreat meant something to you, leave a comment and tell me where in the world you'd like to go next. And if you know someone who eats lunch at their keyboard every single day, send this to them. Sometimes the most generous thing you can do is give someone permission to taste something. I'll see you in the next retreat. Your seat will be here whenever you need it. A presto!